Hello, you're on here. I'm a few minutes early. Just wanted to see the setup, make sure it looks good. Hopefully you can hear me. Hello to the person that just joined. We'll be starting in a couple minutes. Hi, Natalia. Thanks for coming back. Not sure how sore you were after that, but just from not doing that in a long time, I was really sore. I'm still sore today, so it will be interesting. I was tired on Tuesday, but I'm back. But we will go ahead and get started in child's pose today. So bring the big toes to touch. Option to take the knees as wide as the mat, or bring the knees into touch, and then making your way down to ground your forehead on the mat. And start to rock the forehead side to side. I'm gonna sit up on my knees so that I can talk. But if you were at the Tuesday class, I am going to be theming my classes based upon this self-mastery pyramid. And so today, the next level after self-awareness is self-exploration. So we'll be focusing on exploring our bodies and minds today. So starting out with a few questions I'm going to ask. And you can ask yourself these mentally, but don't answer them right away. So who am I? What do I want? What am I grateful for? And what is my purpose in life? And again, just mentally say those questions to yourself. And it's okay if you don't have the answer. We'll use this practice to explore ourselves, our bodies, our breaths, and maybe the answer will be there at the end. But we're always trying to find the answer immediately in our everyday lives. So we're just going to live the present moment and see what comes. Taking one breath in, filling the belly, the lungs, and the chest. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Gonna see with this volume. Hopefully it's a good volume. We'll try it out. Next breath in, filling lungs, belly, and chest. Open mouth, release. Take one more inhale, fill up, and hold at the top. This time, release the breath through your nose. Now start to breathe in and out through the nose, creating a nice oceanic sound. On your next inhale, press up to tabletop. Flat back, aligning the shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. We'll inhale that right arm up towards the sky. And on our next exhale, we'll thread the needle, coming onto that right shoulder. Right hand extends underneath of the left arm. Inhale, that right arm re-extends up. Take the gaze. to the fingertips. And exhale, right palm plants next to the left. Inhale, left arm extends up and open. And exhale, threading the needle, resting onto that left shoulder and left ear. On your next inhale, press into the right palm, re-extend the left arm high. And exhale, left palm finds the mat. And now we'll take a spinal balance, but we're gonna do it with the same side limbs. So right arm extends out in front of us, and the right toes lift off the mat. So your hips won't necessarily be squared here, but just a little different balance challenge from what we're used to. So still aligning that right arm by the ear and taking the foot up to hip height. Pressing into all 5 fingers and feeling the foundation of the left knee on the mat. Same for one more inhale as you lengthen out. And then start to rotate open, maybe dialing that left foot off the mat just a bit. And then open up to a modified side plank. So extending out through the right side body. Now start to bend into the right knee, grabbing a hold of the right ankle with your right hand. And if you can't grab it, just act like you're grabbing it. Just you want that motion of opening up the chest. And if you have the foot and hand, start to press in the foot into the hand, opening up the right side chest. And pressing into the foot, opening up the chest. Taking a little back bend. One more inhale, press a little higher. And exhale as you make your way back through modified side plank. And lower everything back to the mat. And now we'll step the toes back into high plank. So first high plank of practice, you have the option of keeping it still right off the bat. Or if you'd rather play around, maybe stretching out the wrists and the feet, you can shift forward and back on those toes. And on your next inhale, come to a steady high plank. And then slowly start to walk the hands back to meet the feet. Coming into a forward fold. We'll put a bend into that right knee. Placing the right palm down. And inhale that left arm up and open. So pressing the left hip back, bringing the right hip forward. Feeling a nice stretch in the left hamstring and IT band. Next exhale, left palm finds the mat. Switch it out, left palm underneath the face, bend into the left knee. And inhale, right arm up and open. Next exhale, right palm finds the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, lengthen the spine out. Palms press back against the shins. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down, rise up. Sweep the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Stand it up, high mountain, reach up. And exhale, hinge at the hips. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, palms plant, walk it out to high plank. And slowly lower all the way down on your exhale. Untucking the feet, so tops of the feet are rooted down. Arms come off to the sides, high on those fingertips. So coming into King Cobra. On your next inhale, lifting chin and chest, drawing the shoulder blades back and down. And exhale, release chin to the mat. Inhale, King Cobra. Exhale, lower down. Once more, fill up, lift the chest. And exhale, release back down. Palms plant underneath of shoulders, press up through high plank or tabletop. And exhale into downward facing dog. First down dog of practice. Starting by pedaling at the feet. Maybe shaking the hips side to side, getting a little bit of a different stretch. On your next inhale, raising those heels up. And exhale, dropping the heels over towards the right. Inhale through center, come high on those toes. And exhale, drop the heels over to the left. Inhale through center. And exhale, drop the heels back down. So staying here for 3 breaths. Exploring this breath that you have. On your next inhale, gaze to the top. And exhale, step or float feet to hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. On your next inhale, stand up, but bring this left knee in towards your chest. So raise the arms up. Bring hands to heart center. Start to cross the left ankle over the right thigh and sending the hips back and down into a figure 4 squat. So drawing that right shin back, sitting the hips lower. On our next inhale, re-extend through that right leg, reach up, left knee into chest. And stepping the left toes back into high crescent lunge. So feeling the nice stretch in that left hip flexor, pulling the right hip back. Inhale, draws those fingers up and back. And exhale, palm find the mat, step the right foot back. And start to drop down onto your forearms. And dial the heels down to the right. And inhale, left arm up for a side plank. You always have the option of dropping the right knee to the mat. Or also to intensify this, raising the left heel up. 1 more breath in. And exhale, back to forearm plank. Press up through tabletop. And exhale, downward facing dog. 1 breath in. And 1 steady breath out. Inhale, take the gaze forward. Exhale, feet to hands. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, let it go. Stand it up. This time, bring right knee up in towards your chest. And pulling hands through heart center, crossing right ankle over the left thigh. Sitting hips back and down. Feeling a nice stretch in that outer right thigh. Making it a little deeper by sinking the hips lower. Inhale, straighten the left leg, right knee into chest. And exhale, step it back into crescent. Re-lengthen through the fingertips. Engaging the right hamstring, pulling it up towards the sky. On your next inhale, take the gaze high. Exhale, palms plant down around the left foot. Step it back to meet the right. Lower down onto your forearms. And dial the heels down to the left. And open the right arm up and open for a side plank. Modification is to drop that left knee or to intensify it, raising the top leg. 1 breath in here. And back to forearm plank. Right palm finds the mat, followed by the left palm. And exhale into downward facing dog. We'll take 1 full sun A, 1 breath per movement. So inhale, take the gaze forward. Exhale, feet to hands. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Stand it up, high mountain, reach up. Maybe add a little baby back bend. And exhale, hinge at the hips. Halfway lift, breathe in. Palms plant, step or float to the back of your mat. Lower halfway or all the way on your exhale. Inhale, up dog or cobra, breathe in. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. Maybe you've already noticed something that's changed. A little more length in the backs of the legs. A little more expansion in the chest. On your next inhale, right leg finds the sky, 3-legged dog. And exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Grabbing a hold of those weights. That should be alongside of their mat. If not, you can go ahead and get out of the stance and come right back to it. High on those left toes. Now your next inhale, rising up to crescent. And we'll make our way into a open arm twist. So we'll start out by bringing the weights overhead. And on our exhale, we'll open arm twist to the right. So left arm extends forward, right hand extends behind. Inhale, back to crescent, arms reach overhead. And exhale, open arm twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist it out. So drawing that right shin forward, right knee on top of right ankle. And feeling this nice twist as you open up to the right side. We'll stay for 8, 7, 6, 5, and each time you re-extend overhead, making sure the arms come right alongside those ears. Last 4, 3, sink a little deeper into those hips. 2, and last one. Put a bench straight into this right leg. Give it a little rest. Bring the hands down to shoulder height. We'll come back into that open arm twist, but this time reversing it. So bend back into that right knee, open arm twist. Drop the right hand down behind this left leg and reach up through the left fingers. Inhale, brings you back, open arm twist. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, center. Exhale, back. And if this isn't working for you, often just come into both legs straight. Open arm twist, little baby back bend. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So big transition here. We'll come back into crescent lunge and then open it up to a warrior 2. So right foot to the top of the mat, left heel dials down, parallel to the back. And we'll come into a side angle. So right elbow to right knee or right palm to the mat. And inhale, left arm up and open towards the sky. And we'll take some tricep extensions from this position. So bending at the left elbow, drawing the weight down towards your head. And exhale as you press it back up. Inhale, lower it down. Exhale, press. So pressing back through that pinky toe side of the left foot and rotating the chest up towards the sky. We'll stay for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start to rotate onto those left toes, framing the right foot. And now we have option for a little cardio or no cardio at all. But you can either step or jump left foot forward. And inhale brings you up to crescent, arms reach overhead. And exhale, place the weights back down. Jump to the other side. Rise up, crescent. Exhale, release. Or you can step back to high plank, step the foot forward, and then rise up. So your choice. We'll stay for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, And 1. End with this right foot forward. And then shift the gaze forward, bring the weight into the right foot. Step the left foot up to meet the right. And grabbing a hold of these weights. On our next inhale, we'll come to a halfway lift. And we're gonna pulse here. So before starting to pulse, but feeling the foundation of your feet. So bringing the weight in towards your heels. Pressing the shins back. Squeezing those shoulder blades down and back. And then start to pulse up and down, dropping the weights up and down about an inch or 2. Maybe wiggling the toes. And find a gaze just at the top of your mat. Take this next breath in. Engage those shoulders even more. Lengthen from the tailbone out from the crown of the head. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Forward fold, drop the weights. Put the weights off to the side of your mat so they're easy to grab. And just hang in a forward fold. Grabbing opposite elbows with opposite hands in ragdoll. Letting the head hang, releasing the wrinkles from the neck. Relaxing the jaw. Releasing the grip down. Inhale, another halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms back, step it back to high plank. And lower halfway or all the way on your exhale. Upward facing dog or cobra, breathe in. And exhale, downward facing. Feeling a nice stretch in the backs of those hamstrings from what we just did. So maybe trying to press those heels down just a bit more as you peel the hips up towards the sky. Drawing in that low belly. Next, inhale, left leg rises, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, in between the palms. Grabbing those weights. Making sure your foundation is set, engaging the belly. And rise up to crescent. Arms reach overhead. I'm gonna turn this way. And going from crescent with arms overhead to an open arm twist. So exhale, left arm draws behind you, right arm out in front. Inhale, brings you through center. And exhale, open arm twist. And maybe following the gaze of wherever this left hand is going. That'll really challenge the balance. We'll take 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, last 3, 2, and 1 more. We're almost done. And start to straight into this left leg. Arms down on our shoulders. And then going back into that open arm twist to reverse. So bend into that left knee. Again, you can do this with straight legs if your legs are already dying. But I challenge you to try this out just for one time. So open arm twist. And exhale, left hand finds the back of the right leg. Extend up through the right hand. Inhale, open arm twist. Exhale, drop it back. And try not to crunch into the back too much. More of a side body stretch. As you lengthen out from hips to fingertips. We'll take 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale brings you through crescent. And then exhale, open it up to warrior 2. Right foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Drawing left knee out and away from you. And your exhale brings you into side angle. Your version, left elbow, left knee, or left hand to the mat. And exhale, press it up. Inhale as you lower it down. And exhale, press. Squeezing those hips forward. Rotating the chest up. Feeling a nice side body stretch. From the right foot all the way through the right side out the crown of the head. We'll take 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant the palms around the left foot, spin onto those right toes. Going back into those either step back lunges or jump forward. So switching it out, right foot comes forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, palms plant, switch it out. And if you want to ditch the weights for this too to make it even faster, a little bit more cardio, go ahead. We'll take 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End with the left foot forward. Take the gaze out towards the top of the mat. And step right foot up to meet the left. And catching your breath here. And on your next inhale, coming to that halfway lift. Drawing shoulders down and back. Squeeze into lower belly. And maybe if there's a mirror around you, checking in to make sure the back is flat. And once you feel grounded, start to pulse up and down. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the weights. Place them off to the side of your mat. And now grab your big toes with your peace fingers. So next inhale brings you to a halfway lift to lengthen the spine out. And exhale as you draw the elbows out. Releasing the grip, halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, palms plant, separate float to the back of the mat. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Coming back to that steady, smooth breath. And taking this moment to explore the breath, noticing something different about it. On your next inhale, shift out to high plank. We'll draw this right knee in towards our chest. And this is kind of like windshield wiper back and forth, but instead of keeping the leg bent, each time we take it to the elbow, we'll straighten out the leg. So right elbow, straighten out the leg. Left elbow, straighten out the leg. So moving back and forth through these windshield wipers. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right knee hugs into chest. Plant the right foot at the top of the mat and make your way into standing split. So left toes come off of the mat, drawing the heel up towards the sky. Letting the head hang heavy. Feeling a nice release in the back of the right leg. One more breath here. Step the left toe to the back of the mat, plant the palms, and then we'll switch out sides. Right toes find the back. Left knee hugs into chest. And take left knee to right elbow, pick out the leg. Left knee to left elbow, straighten out the leg. Moving back and forth. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left knee into chest. Left foot at the top of the mat. Come into that standing split, launching off of that right foot. Dropping the crown of the head to the mat. One more breath in. Right toes find the back of the mat. Step left toes back to meet the right. High plank. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale to shine the heart. And exhale, lifting hips up and back to the downward dog. Drop the knees to the mat. Grab a quick drink of water before we move on to the next little sequence. So when you're ready, we'll meet back in down dog. On your next inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or float, feet to hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Stand it up, high mountain. Reach and expand the chest. Exhale, pull hands to the heart center. And I'll pick up our weights and come to a chair pose at the top of our mat. So big toes touch, sitting hips back and down. Pressing those shins back. And maybe not sinking as low in this because we'll be doing some twisting. A lot of twists in today's practice. So staying for the inhale. And exhale as you twist the chest over towards the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist back to the right. So just twisting back center to right. But trying not to let the left knee come out in front. So maybe taking the gaze down. And noticing your knees. Big of a problem here. So you should feel this in the outer obliques, especially that left side. We'll stay for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. You can straighten out the legs for a second if you need. We'll come back to that center chair and twist over to the right, but hooking this left elbow. And so if your weights are too heavy, you might want to drop them. We'll start to open and close the arms. So opening left palm down, right palm up, and then bringing them back to center. Or if you choose not to take that full chair, just twisting and opening the arms. If that comes with your low back too much. We'll stay for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale brings you through center, straighten the legs. And just relax for a breath. And then right foot is planted at the top of the mat. Left toes draw behind into crescent. And more of a simple motion here. We're just going to come into some bicep curls. So drawing the shoulders down your back, opening up the chest. Palms are facing away from you. And exhale, curl the arms up. Inhale as you lower. Exhale, bring them up. And in this stance, maybe you can sink as low as you want to go. We'll stay for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put the weight into that right foot. Step up, left knee into chest. And same thing that we warmed up with. Crossing left ankle over right thigh. Bringing arms up to shoulder height or down below. Or even for more of a challenge, take them up high. And if so, go you. That's awesome. So we'll sit the hips back and down in this squat. And exhale, stand it up. Inhale, lower them down. Exhale, press it up. We'll stay for 8, 7, 6. And each time you stand up, really notice that stretch in the inner left thigh. This is more of a strength move, but also a lot of stretching aspects come with it too. Totally lost my track of count. So we'll stay for 3, 2, 1. Keeping the left ankle crossed over the right thigh. I know your right ankle is probably screaming at you right now. We'll come into some deadlifts like this, but if this doesn't work for you, you can come to both feet planted on the mat. We're keeping left ankle crossed over right thigh. Your inhale starts to bend into the right knee, dropping weights down in front of you to a flat back. And then exhale, pull the hips forward, draw the elbows back. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, press it up. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Drop the left leg down to the mat. Shake it out. And now drop the weights down along your sides. And at the top of the mat, raising those arms up. Grab hold of that left wrist with the right hand and lean over to the side, taking the gaze over the left arm. Ground it into both feet, not losing the grounding of the left foot. Inhale through center. Exhale over to the left. And I'm probably backwards. I know this since it's on my computer. It's probably like, I'm saying left and I'm looking like I'm going right. I don't know if that's how it is, but I feel like it's probably how it is. Inhale through center. Take the gaze high. Realign the body here. So pressing the hips forward, drawing the elbows and shoulders back. And exhale, pull hands to heart center, forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Palms plant, step it back through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or float, feet to the top. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Stand it up, high mountain. Exhale, hands through heart center. Now picking up those weights, moving on to the other side with that crazy chair sequence thing I made up. That is hard. So bringing big toes to touch, hips back and down, hands at heart center. Staying here for the inhale as you lengthen out of the low back, through the head, and exhale, twist over to the left. Inhale through center, exhale, twist left. And each exhale, twist a little deeper, maybe trying to get the gaze to go totally back behind you. And again, checking in with those knees, making sure they're in line. We'll stay for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight into the legs. And now set them back and down, twisting over to the left, hooking the right elbow. And if you have those lighter weights, now is the time. So you'll open the arms, right arm down, reach the left arm up, and then bring it back to center. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through center, stand it up. And step the right toes back into crescent. Rolling the heel on top of those toes. Squeezing the inner thighs together. And now sitting deeper into that left knee. Arms are down in front of us, palms facing forward. And on our exhale, we'll add the curl, hands to shoulders. Inhale, lengthen down. Exhale, bring it up. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put the weight into the left foot, drawing the right knee in towards your chest. And crossing right ankle over left thigh. Maybe doing something different with the hands this time. I'll take mine overhead. On our inhale, we'll lower the hips down. Exhale, press it up. I don't know if I'll keep them up here for too long, but I'll try. Makes balance that much more challenging. We'll stay for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Bring awareness back into that left foot. All 4 corners grounded. Bring the arms down in front. Bend into that left knee. Start to drop the weights. Hinging at the hips, but keeping a flat back. Exhale as you stand it up. And again, you have the option of taking a deadlift, both feet on the mat. We'll stay for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, back. Taking a clasp. And inhale, reaching the chest up, drawing the hands down towards the floor. And exhale, start to bend into the knees, drawing the hands towards the front of the room. Maybe shifting the shoulders back and forth. Just need to check the time. Getting close. Slowly release that grip. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms plant. And then just drop it into tabletop. And then start to make your way on to your sits bones. We'll come into a little boat sequence. Maybe just one exercise because we're kind of low on time. But for this, it'll be going from high boat to low boat, but in like a circular pattern. So I'm trying to find the best angle. So starting out at high boat, and then dropping to low boat, but taking the feet over towards the left as the torso goes to the right, and then sweeping the feet around over towards the right, and coming back up to center. So just making a little motion with your body from high to low. We'll stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant the feet down. And then come back up to the other side. We'll stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet plant. And then bring the soles of the feet to touch. Knees fall out wide into butterfly. So you can stay upright or walk the hands forward. Inhale, right leg high, 3-legged dog. Stack and open the hips. And a little bend into the knees. And on your next exhale, draw right knee to right elbow and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the right knee down behind the right wrist. Walk the left toes back. Coming into half pigeon. And sitting up tall, not worrying about the angle of your shin. Just finding a spot in your hips that you want to stretch out. Sitting up tall, breathing in. And exhale, folding over, whether that be just onto your hands, your forearms, or maybe your forehead. Starting to get used to it, think I'll survive. And finally, finding a sense of balance and quietness in this pose. And as you're getting quiet, noticing and exploring the places in your hip that feel tense. Slowly start to walk the hands back up, tucking the left toes, and setting the right leg high, three-legged dog. And you have the option of staying here or flipping your dog, dropping the right foot behind the left side of your mat and opening up the chest. Come back through your down dog. On your exhale, inhale, left leg rises, bend and open the hip. Still squaring the shoulders to the top of the mat, pressing into both palms with equal weight. And exhale, draws your left knee to left elbow. No, left knee to left elbow, sorry. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left knee finds the mat. Drop the shin down, walk the right toes back. Sitting up tall. And folding on your exhale. You know it still hurts a little bit, but not that much. 'Cause if you want somebody else, who might have died? I met you in the summer. Press into the palms, come to an upright spine. Tuck the right toes, press off of the knee. Send the left leg high, three-legged dog. Option of staying here or flipping the dog. Left foot finds the right side of the mat. And coming back to your down dog. Deep exhale out. And drop it to your knees. And then come on to your back. Drawing the knees in towards your chest and rocking side to side. Need to check the time again. All right, 10 minutes. And now we'll plant the feet down on the mat. Arms are down by our sides. And on our next inhale, raising the hips up into bridge. Maybe walking those shoulders underneath of the upper back. Inhale, lift hips a little bit higher. And exhale, lower them to the mat. Windshield wiper the legs side to side. And then rolling onto your stomach. We'll bring, I think I did this in one of my pre-recorded videos if you saw, but we'll bring that right arm out. You can't see me right there. Right arm out in front of us. And then crossing left arm directly on top. And then resting the chin down towards the mat. So you should feel a stretch in both outer shoulders. And raising the chest, switching the arms out. Left arm underneath the right arm. And dropping the chin down. And now unwind the arms and press up to a tabletop. And you probably thought we were on our backs for good. And then come up onto your knees. It's just more stretching, don't worry. But instead of another bridge or wheel for back bend, we're going to come into camel. So stacking hips on top of knees. Tops of the feet are either rooted down or you can tuck the toes so that the heels are a little easier to grab if you choose to grab them. But we'll place the hands like we're putting them in our back pockets. So fingers pointed down, elbows squeeze in. And pressing the hips forward as you take the gaze up. And you can stay here, or if you want to come into full camel, slowly dropping right hand down, and maybe it's just one hand, or you can do both. And wherever you are, letting the head and neck relax. And slowly rising up. Placing the hips on the hands on the low back. And then dropping the hands down to the mat. And then coming into a seat and rolling back onto your back. And now we're on our back for good. We'll draw the knees in towards our chest, taking the feet up towards the sky. And if you want to stay here, go ahead. But you also have the option of shoulder stand, lifting those hips up. Placing the hands on the low back. And if you want to take plow pose, dropping the feet behind the head, pressing through those heels. I also discovered the other day that maybe not pressing through the heels and having the tops of the feet pressing down on the mat creates a really nice stretch in the tops of the feet and the ankles. So maybe give that a try if your feet come to the mat. It's like a really weird sensation. So just play around with it and explore. If you're in plow, make your way back through shoulder stand, drawing the knees in towards your chest, and dropping the hips to the mat. Hugging that right knee in towards your chest, left leg goes long. And then guiding the left knee over to the right side. Right knee over to the left side of your mat. Right arm comes out to goalpost or T. Inhale, come back through center, switch it out. Left knee into chest, right leg goes long. And guide the left knee over to the right side. Left arm out. Gaze goes over to the left for a deeper twist. Next, inhale brings everything back to center. Wrapping the forearms around the shins, giving yourself a big squeeze. Being grateful that you have this opportunity to still practice yoga wherever you may be at, that you have the body to do yoga. Everyone has a body to do yoga, but just being grateful that you stepped onto your mat and gave this time for yourself tonight. One more big breath in. And exhale as you draw the legs out long. Arms come down by your sides. And start to close down the eyes. And asking yourself those same questions once again that we did at the beginning of practice. So who am I? What do I want? What am I grateful for? And what is my purpose? And maybe throughout this practice, things have came up in your mind and your body. Maybe you've explored yourself enough that you do have answers to these questions that you didn't have to think about. They just came into your minds. And that's how they should be. We shouldn't always be constantly searching, trying to get an answer to come to us. Just letting it come naturally through exploring, being aware of ourselves, which we practice on Tuesday, and being in the present moment. Next inhale fills your lungs, overflowing them with air. And exhale brings you to your final relaxation, Shavasana. Taking these next few moments to feel the effects of the physical and mental practice. Start to bring awareness back to the body and the breath, exploring with movements in the hands and the feet. Draw the arms overhead, full body stretch. And hug the knees in, falling onto your favorite side into a fetal position. And rising up to a comfortable seat at the top of your mat. Closing down the eyes. Sitting up tall, bringing hands to heart center. Exploring our body and our breath one last time before we leave the mat today. So sending your thoughts to the breath, noticing one thing that's changed with it through this practice. Maybe it's deeper anytime throughout your day. One more breath in together as we sit up tall. Bring the arms overhead. And exhale, pulling hands through heart center and bowing into ourselves as we seal our practice in. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight on this Thursday night. I know it wasn't like a super nice day today, so it made a good time, depending on where you live, actually. I don't know. I'm in Columbus, and it was a little windy and colder today, so it was a nice time to be inside to practice something. But thank you so much. Namaste, Natalia. Hopefully I'll see you again on Tuesday and Thursday and all the other weeks. But thank you for coming. Again, my name is Jordyn, and if there's anyone not through that doesn't go to OU on here, I already said my name. I go to Ohio University, and we are participating in the NIRSA Movement Challenge, and I'm sure some of the participants on here are also competing and participating. So make sure you mark in your hours, and if you have any questions, feel free to message us on YouTube somehow, or just check out the Ohio University Campus Rec website. Oh, hi, Alexis. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry, I got sidetracked. But yeah, so this is the NIRSA Movement Challenge. Make sure you mark your hours, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to OU's campus rec website where all the instructions are listed out. But I hope you have a great night, and I'll see you again on Tuesday at 6:15. Sorry, the times are a little different. There's a class on Tuesday that's at 5:30, so I had to push that one back a little bit. But have a wonderful night, and I'll see you next week.